Aren't you just dying to know where I rank your team in their designated conference going into this next NBA season? Well, I assume not, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. So this is going to be my personal rankings on where I rank each Eastern and Western Conference team in their designated conference. So make sure to stay tuned right after this. Okay, so let's start off with the Eastern Conference, but before we go into these rankings, I just want to say this is my personal opinion. This is not, just like a factual thing. This is what I think where I think they are going to rank this season. So I just wanted to clarify. I don't want any of you to get like super upset that I put your favorite team like lower than you expect them to. This is my opinion. And this could definitely be wrong, as a lot of my takes so far on this podcast channel has been wrong. So, realistically, where I put these, it's going to be wrong. I just am putting them where I think they should be. So we're going to first start off with the Brooklyn Nets. Oh, wait, let me do the tier ranking. So, basically, the top tier is top 3. The second layer is seeds 4 through 6, basically the other seeds that aren't going to be in the play-in. Then we got the play-in seeds, which is 8 through 10. And then we got the bottom half, which is 11 through 15. So we're going to start off going left to right. So we're going to start off with the Brooklyn Nets. So the Brooklyn Nets are an interesting team. They just traded away Mikal Bridges. And personally, I think this is an easy 11 through 15. Now, I'm going to put this in designated order. So like from this tier, 11 is going to be, like from the very left, it's going to be what I think seed 11 is going to be, and then so on and so forth. And then the far right's going to end up being the 15th seed in the East of what I think. So just be tuned for that. And I'm probably going to switch things around a lot. And this is the first time I'm doing this, so bear with me. This is interesting. This is brand new for me, but this is a journey for all of us, isn't it? So let's go to the Atlanta Hawks now. So another interesting offseason. I mean, they just traded DeJounte Murray. They got lucky with the number 1 pick, drafted Zachary Ricochet. I think they're going to be a play-in tournament as of now. I may switch that later, but I think they could be like a lower half play-in team. I still think they're going to be good. I mean, they have Trae Young. Like, this is going to be a good team regardless, and I think Dyson Daniels is going to shine with this team. So, and Ricochet, who knows? He could be the rookie of the year. Probably not, but let's move on. Boston. So, I think Boston's probably going to be a top 3 team. No, I'm kidding. They're definitely going to be probably the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference. This team is like the first team that won the championship last year where they made like 0 moves, and I could still say that they can still be championship contenders and probably are the favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference. Like, I think that's a fair thing to say. I know some people are going to be triggered at that. If you know, you know, but we're going to move on. The Charlotte Hornets, they're an interesting team. I personally think they could be a sneaky team to make the play-in team if LaMelo Ball is healthy. But for now, I'm going to put them in 11 through 15, kind of above Brooklyn. I think they're going to end up being a better team than a lot of people anticipate, especially with bringing back Miles Bridges. I think that was a super underrated signing. And then drafting Tijan Salon, another great draft for them. And if they're healthy, they could be a sneaky play-in team. So, yeah. The Chicago Bulls, my Chicago Bulls. I think this is going to be a play-in team. I think they're going to be one of the lower half teams, kind of with Atlanta. I mean, they're going to be an interesting team too, because like they do have a lot of young players. But if they all click, they could be kind of, a decent team in the play-in tournament. But I think a play-in is fair for them, so I'm going to just keep them there. The Cleveland Cavaliers, I'm going to put in 4 through 6 right now. I think, they haven't done too many crazy moves, but I still think they're going to be a very solid team, and I think they're better than a play-in for now. The Indiana Pacers, I'm also going to put in the 4 through 6. This is going to be a good team. Do I put them above Cleveland? Ooh, that's tough, because Cleveland had a really good run at one point. I'm going to put Indiana above Cleveland for now. That could be different soon. Next up is the Detroit Pistons. I think this team is going to be also another underrated team, a team that I think could make some noise in the Eastern Conference. Not in the higher part of the Eastern Conference, but I think they can be an 11 through 15 sneaky play-in team, kind of like the Hornets. I think the Hornets are going to be above them right now for that play-in spot if it came down to it. The Miami Heat, this is another tough one because they could be a 4 through 6 team. I think Khalil Ware was actually a great signing or a great draft pick. Losing Caleb Martin doesn't help. I'm going to put him in the higher play-in for now because I see a lot of teams that are going to need to be in probably the top 3 or 4 through 6. The Bucks are a tough team because I am a little lost in this. I'm going to put them top 3 for now because I think they're going to be better than the other team that's in this list because I think Giannis and Dame, like their first year, didn't end up going very well, but realistically in the playoffs, they were injured. We never really got to see them play, so I think the Bucks are going to be good this next year. I mean, a lot of people are, throwing some question marks on them, but I think they're still going to be a good team. The New York Knicks, I think they're also going to be a top 3 team. And I'm going to put them above the Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to be 3. I think the Knicks are going to be 2. I think the Knicks are they're just on a roll. I mean, you've got Tom Thibodeau, you've got the Villanova brothers. I mean, I don't know. I think the Knicks are just going to be a really good team, and they could be pushing, Boston for that number 1 seed. I don't think they're going to get there, but they're going to be a good team this year, and Jalen Brunson's going to be going for an MVP run, so the Knicks are just going to be good. So, yeah, the Magic, I think they're going to be a 4 through 6. This is another tough one. I'm going to put them above Cleveland. I think Paulo Banchero is going to have a really big year, and I think Franz Wagner is going to continue to develop. They had a good draft with Tristan da Silva. He's going to be a good, solid role player. They also signed Kentavious Caldwell-Pope from the Nuggets. He's going to help them a lot. Honestly, I could see them being above the Pacers. I might switch that at some point, but to be honest with you, the Magic, they're going to look good next year. Don't sleep on the Magic, for sure. So the 76ers are going to be the team that are going to miss out on the 4 through 6, which I don't like, which means I'm going to have to move one of these 3 teams down. And I'm going to have to put Cleveland. And Philly's going to be that team above. I think adding Paul George was just excellent. I think they've just had great offseason moves. Caleb Martin was a signing. Andre Drummond, underrated signing. This Philly team's going to look kind of dangerous. And I'm going to switch one thing real quick. I'm going to put Chicago above Atlanta. No, I'm not. Never mind. Ignore that. Next up, we technically have 2 spots down at the 11 through 15, and I think Toronto. Okay, first off, I'm going to put Washington over there. I think the Nets are going to be the worst team in the NBA, in my opinion. But Toronto, I'm going to move the Bulls down and put the Raptors up. I think RJ Barrett's going to have a good year. Scotty Barnes is going to continue to develop. And even Emmanuel Quickley, I think they could be that. I think that's what the Eastern Conference is going to look like based off of my opinion once again. So let me know what you guys think down below. And here we go with the Western Conference up next. Okay, let's go on to the Western Conference now. You guys saw my Eastern Conference takes. You guys are probably already mad at me, but let's move on to the Western Conference. So we're going to first start off with the Oklahoma City Thunder. And by the way, it's the same rules apply. We're going to just be kind of talking about Okay, so we're on to the Western Conference now, and the same rules are going to apply for this conference as well. You guys are probably already going to, probably trying to click off of the video right now because you're already mad at my Eastern Conference takes, but oh well. If you're still here, thank you. So first off, we're going to kick off with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They had some great moves this offseason, drafting Nikola Topic. He's not going to play this year, but he's going to be really good for them in the future. And they traded Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso, and then they signed Isaiah Hartenstein. Excellent offseason. They really didn't even lose anybody, to be honest, other than Josh Giddey. they're going to be a top 3 team. They're going to be a team contending for a championship, in my opinion. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they just look dangerous. They've got the offense, they've got the defense, they've got the floor spacing. Like, this is going to be a good Oklahoma City Thunder team, and they're still young. So look out, NBA fans, for the Oklahoma City Thunder going into the future. The Phoenix Suns are an interesting team. They're definitely not a top 3. I'm going to put them in 4 through 6 for now, because I think Booker and Durant are going to start to click here in Phoenix, and it's going to be dangerous. Like, when you got those 2 scores clicking, it's dangerous. And they got solid depth. I mean, I like the drafting of Ryan Dunn. They've made some solid offseason moves, but I might have to move them down to play-in at some point. But let's just keep going on throughout the list. The Portland Trailblazers is another interesting team. I could honestly, in the Eastern Conference, I think they'd be a play-in team. But in the Western Conference, with how stacked it is, I'm going to say 11 through 15. This is a team that's going to be surprisingly good. I think Scoot Henderson's going to have an insane year 2. And he's going to look really, really good out there. They also drafted Donovan Clingan, who's going to be a really good backup center for now for them. And obviously there's been some buzz that they might look to trade DeAndre Ayton by the trade deadline, which is a very fair move for them, because I think Clingan's a starting center in this NBA when it's all said and done. The Sacramento Kings, obviously adding DeMar DeRozan, bringing back Malik Monk, 2 amazing moves. I'm also going to say 4 through 6 for now. Like I said, there are a lot of stacked teams kind of going towards the end of the list, so that may change. The San Antonio Spurs, this is going to be a play-in team. I know a lot of people might be doubting them, but adding Chris Paul was an excellent addition. Also drafting Stephon Castle, I love it. And I think Wemby's just going to continue to develop. If Devin Vassell can really become like that second or third scoring option on this team and really develop, this could be a dangerous Spurs team. Just saying. The Jazz, I'm not sure why their logo's completely cut off, but this is the Utah Jazz. This is going to be another 11 through 15. I'm going to have to move things around a little bit, but yeah, no, I don't think the Jazz are going to be great. There's talks about them trying to maybe make a trade for a star, especially with Markkanen coming back. Honestly, I'm not sure where the Jazz are really heading. I mean, I think Markkanen's a great option at scoring, but not your number 1. So I still think they need to look for a number 1. Maybe Brandon Ingram. I don't know. Next up is the Dallas Mavericks. Adding Klay Thompson was huge. Najee Marshall is also a very underrated signing. I think this team's going to be a for sure lock 4 through 6. There's just so many good teams in the West. It's unfair. The Eastern Conference is so much worse when it comes to just overall depth at the Western Conference. Denver Nuggets, I think they're going to be I think they're still going to be a top 3 team. I mean, you got Jokic and Murray. I mean, I get it. You lost KCP. The backup center is going to be a big question, and even the depth still, which they were questioning even last year. But who knows? Maybe these players can develop. If Julian Strawther can have a good year, I think this Nuggets team could be sneaky good again. But they weren't sneaky good these last few years. I think this year they're going to be definitely climbing up instead of being at the top. But this is going to be a good team still. Golden State Warriors is going to be a play-in team. I think they're... I mean, they have Curry. They have Draymond. Kuminga's going to make a big step. I mean, you can't doubt Curry. I don't know. I think they're going to be a little better than the Spurs. I think the Spurs could be better, but for now I'm going to say they're going to be better. The Houston Rockets are an interesting team. This could also be another play-in team, but I'm going to say 11 through 15 for now. This is for now. I'm probably going to end up switching this significantly by the end of when it's all said and done. The LA Clippers are also going to be a play-in team, and I think they're going to be, I don't know, I think they're going to be, I'm going to put the Clippers above the Spurs. I don't think you can say the Spurs are going to be better than them yet, but the Clippers are going to struggle if Kawhi Leonard cannot find his health, and same with James Harden. I don't know, they made some good off-season acquisitions with Derrick Jones Jr., but I don't know, they're just not as good anymore without Paul George. It made a significant difference. The Los Angeles Lakers, this is going to be interesting. This is a play-in team. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Like, this is a play-in team. Like, you got LeBron AD, I don't care. Anyways, let's move on to the Memphis Grizzlies. This is going to be a healthy team. This is dangerous. This is borderline top 3, in my opinion. Like, this Memphis Grizzlies team, look out for sure 4-6. I think they're going to be some 4 seed. I think the Mavericks are good, but like this Memphis team, they're going to be dangerous. Like, look out for this Grizzlies team. I really do think they are going to be a good team this upcoming year if healthy. And with these lists, it's all if they're healthy, which someone's going to get hurt, which I hope not, but it's going to happen. Then next we got the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're going to be a top 3 team, and I think they're going to be past the Nuggets. I think Anthony Edwards is going to have an insane season, potential MVP season. You could switch back and forth the Nuggets, Timberwolves, but I'm going to put the Timberwolves. Just be safe, put them over the Nuggets. But I think the Nuggets are going to be hungry. Ooh. I don't know now that I think about it. Nah, I'm going to... I'm going to put the Timberwolves above them for now. And then we got the Pelicans. They're not going to be an 11 through 15 team, which means we need to move one of these down. Ooh, this is going to be another tough one. Because I feel like this is a lock for top 3. I almost feel like this might be a lock. I'm going to move that. One of these teams has to go down, and right now the victim is the Lakers. But I don't know. Like, I feel like we definitely could move the Spurs down. They're going to have maybe another, rough year or two. The Clippers for sure. Even the Warriors. You know what? Forget it. I'm going to put the Lakers. I'm going to put the Rockets above. I'm going to put that. And then I'm going to go like that. I'm going to put the Pelicans as the best team in this play-in. So this is what this is a crazy, like the Western Conference was so much harder than the East, but this is what I'm going to rank them. So I'm going to rank Thunder at 1, Timberwolves at 2, Nuggets at 3, Grizzlies at 4, Mavericks at 5, Kings at 6, I counted that wrong. Grizzlies at 4, Mavericks at 5. Oh, wow. So I have to move another team down. Okay, so we're going to move. Sorry, I miscounting. Wow. We're going to put the Spurs down. And I'm going to say the Rockets are going to be better than the Spurs. I'm going to say the Lakers too. And then we're going to put the Suns down below. And they're going to be right there. So that's going to be the order. Thunder 1, Timberwolves 2, Nuggets 3, Grizzlies 4, Mavericks 5, Kings 6, Suns 7, Pelicans 8, Warriors 9, Clippers 10, Rockets 11, Lakers 12, Spurs 13, Blazers 14, and the Jazz at 15. Let me know what you guys think. This is going to be controversial, but that's how these are always. So let me know what you think down below and what I should switch and what I got wrong or what you think I got wrong. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode actually. So thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of NBA Talk with Jaywalk. A bit of a different episode, but I kind of like doing this. If you guys like me doing this, let me know. Like, I really do enjoy doing this. I just figured out how to do, kind of the screen recording with my camera on there with some volume. So, yeah, we're on a go and we're going. I'm trying to find some new things to add some new content for you guys so you're not just watching my face. So, let me know what you guys think and make sure to stay tuned for the next week's episode. God bless.